Hey guys, it's Marc, and welcome to this edition of Hypnosis Hangout. Hey, it is a beautiful 80 degrees in the New York City area, and it's February 21st. Can you believe this? I can. And so I had to get out today and shoot this vlog outside. And what I want to talk to you about today is something that I've recently adopted and begun using in my own practice, my clinical practice, and the results I'm having, and how exciting I find this to be. Today I want to talk to you about Marc and Castor Peterson's script-killing hypnosis. Now, this is not an advertisement for the work. I just want to share with you the work that I've done with it and what it's done for me and how it's impacted and helped my clients. And that's the part that I find really, really fascinating. You see, right now, so much of the time that I was spending with my clients was doing the same old type of thing. You know, induction, sometimes it was, whatever the variation of the induction I was doing, whether it's an element or PMR or combination of the inductions, it didn't matter. And I was getting results, and they were sticking. But what I was finding is I was getting stale, and I wasn't really client-centered in what my approach was. I came into that session with a preconceived notion of what I was going to do based on the discussions that we had in the pre-interviews, based on the discussions that we had in the right before, during my pre-talk, and that was really putting me behind the eight ball, because what I was doing is not meeting the client where the client is, but meeting the client where I was, or where maybe somebody else was, using somebody else's metaphors and models and things that were important to whatever work I was doing at the time, but not what the client found important. And the thing that's really fascinating, the thing that we all know as clinical hypnotists, is the fact that what our client thinks is the problem very, very seldomly is, and it's usually something else. But the fact is that when we come in and we do change work, we're typically focused on the presenting problem and not the other problem, whatever that other problem may be. And so we're down here somewhere, and when we should be over here somewhere. And what happens is while we may get lucky and get the work done, or we work on it long enough, we beat it out of the client in some sense or way, we're really not meeting the client where they are, because they have the tools to address the problem, and they really know what the real problem is, not what the presenting problem is. So Martin's program, I came to be exposed to it back at Hypno Thoughts Live. Had seen him doing some work on some of the videos he presented, and it was just a few weeks ago at the No BS Hypnosis Conference, which, if you weren't there, you missed a tremendous event. It was just amazing. The presenters were incredible and knowledgeable, and actually not selling anything. So I had the chance to see Martin's presentation again, watch him do some work with those of us in the class, in the workshop, and became even more fascinated, because I had a client that I was going to see that had been scheduled in after I returned from Las Vegas. And it was a client that I knew had the potential to be a challenge. And the reason being is that this client is a psychologist, a doctorate in psychology. And that type of professional comes to us with certain preconceived notions. And some of those preconceived notions is how we do hypnosis. And the thing about the script-killing hypnosis is that it is a conversationally based hypnosis process. And that conversational hypnosis is strong and powerful, especially when it flips the table. It just changes the balance of the dynamic of that session. Because here the client was completely taken off balance. And it is that confusion, that off balancing, that really helped send the client into a really interesting trance state where we made changes, and you could see the shift in the changes, and the way the posture changed, and the way the skin tone changed, and the way the client responded. And the thing that's really fascinating was how jazzed, how engaged it made me in the process. It wasn't boring. It was exciting. It had to require me to be engaged at all times and to be in a deeper level of trance than I'd been in a very long time in working with clients. And that's fascinating, and that's exciting, and it's something that really spoke to me. Now, here's the other part that's really more interesting to me than any of that. And that is the fact that I'm seeing the client again, just saw the client again for something else, another issue. And in that conversation, the client again said to me, I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. I just know that things are changing. And I picked up on that process and reused that language to again reinforce, continue the change work that we're doing, as well as moving into the next phase. And it goes further than that. The further than that part is that because I had done the one flip using a conversational-based hypnosis, the client was completely expecting me to go in that direction again. And instead, I went in a different direction. And that direction is a more traditional induction approach. However, in that induction, in that session, I again used the induction, the trance phase that the client was in, and using the script-killing techniques, I was able to make change work happen again and anchor those in again in a different way, in this different area that we're working in. It is fascinating to see the change. I'm looking forward to hearing the responses, to seeing the responses. And more importantly, I invite you to check it out. You got nothing to lose on this. It really is worth looking at. And if you want to know more about my experience, you want to know more about what I'm talking about, I invite you to give me a shout. Call me, text me, message me on Facebook, leave a comment down below here, or reach out to Martin and see what he's talking about. And you will be fascinated. And more than fascinated, maybe you're going to be really energized to take your work to a new level. Take it to a place where you are re-engaged, re-excited, ignited to do the change work that we do, and do it in such a manner that it's fun, it's exciting, and it benefits the client because we're meeting them on their terms, with their language, and in their skill set, and in their mindset, and in their frame of reference, not ours. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Hey, for those of you who missed the No BS conference, I'm sorry, you missed probably the best conference I've been to in a really long time. It was powerful, it was engaging, it was packed with information, and fun, of course. Hey, this has been Marc at Hypnosis Hangout. Be sure to leave your comment down below. And remember, marshal the power of your mind.